Carnival LR Trunks is all but guaranteed for this year's Christmas double rates banner. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. In today's video, we are taking a look at a little bit of information within the Blast Away the Cold Wintertime campaign that would seem to suggest evidence compiled that there is a brand new Trunks unit coming for this. I'm gonna break all that down in this. So let's go ahead, let's hop on in to the obvious, right? For those that were not aware, according to the in-game news, we are getting the ETA for the AGL Trunks here on the 8th. That's about 3 days from the recording of this video. Now, this comes out of left field because Trunks isn't on any current 20% lead, right? He's not on the 16's lead, who lead androids are uncontrollable power, and his only 20% lead for the whole year has been, if we actually take a look at the 200% leads, has been Goku and Vegeta, the Vegito unit, right? He's not on the Blues or the Hybrid Saiyans 220% lead because he's not on Bond of Parent and Child. So this seems like an odd time and place to EZA a character who essentially at best is going to be on a 170 here. So that is part one reason for why I think this should be happening for the part two. But there's more than just that. In fact, there's a lot more. Another thing that seems to be hinting towards the possibility of a new Trunks unit is, right, if we take a look at the Redstone here, right, if we look at what's available for the Red Zone, there's a very interesting choice, and I did talk about this a little bit when I broke down the Redstone choices, right? The lineup here is interesting, right, because you have two, aside from your regular super easy A's that are one Dragon Stone Feast, you have two different categories here, right? You have one Bond of Master and Disciple centered categories with Super Trunks and Piccolo and Gohan, right? That's kind of the connecting theme between the three of them, and then the androids being the connecting, obviously, here, right? 17, 18, and Cell. So an odd choice here, but this would make sense if Trunks is a new lead, or at least a new member of the category, right? Because unless it's a new Gohan, but I doubt we're getting another Gohan this year, right? Although it could be a Piccolo, right? But I think Trunks is more fitting. Combine that with the fact that, we are getting a for the AGL Trunks. And if that weren't enough to convince you, well, many of you are aware that we currently have missions for the new Pure Saiyans Red Zone, and these missions require you to complete with Android Cell Saga and Hybrid Saiyans. Now, the Android Cell Saga, that seems obvious, right? You use Android 16 and his team, and you've got it in the bag, right? But the second thing, with Hybrid Saiyans, that's out of left field again because the most recent hybrids that we got were, right, int LR Hybrid Saiyans. Where are they at here? Have them up, but they are the most recent LR for Hybrid Saiyans that we got. So that also seems kind of crazy, especially when you consider the primary function of that team dodging and this entire fight cancel, well, not the entire fight, but the final phase of the Broly fight cancels dodge. So this seems like an odd choice to make a mission when the primary role, or the primary damage dealers and defenses on that team are dodging. So that would also lead me to believe that there is a Hybrid Saiyan coming, and you combine that with A Trunks, combine that with the Redstone offerings, something along the lines of Bond of Master and Disciple, and it starts to paint a picture for a new Trunks coming for part 2. Now, the question remains, though, what variation of Trunks can we see here, right? There's a lot we could do here with Trunks, right? There's so many moments that haven't been invested in as, premium LR units, right? We have the right? We have the Super Trunks and Super Vegeta moment, right? While we do have a DFE LR Trunks, or not LR, DFE TUR Trunks, we could see something along the lines of like a tag, right? Because like all the carnivals this year, aside from Broly, have been tag units. We could see something along the lines of like a tag Super Vegeta and Super Trunks, right? Variation where, you know, maybe the active skill for Vegeta is the Final Flash, and then the active skill for Trunks is maybe, well, we kind of already have that in the, well, I mean, they're not opposed to reusing active skills for tags, but all right. We could see the active skill for Trunks, him stopping Vegeta from attacking or something. Or something else entirely. Maybe they can rework the Heat Dome or something, or the burning attack somehow into this, right? It would be cool to see a variation of his attack. So it's not just a redo of the TUR2 Super Trunks. Other options are, of course, right? We could literally just get this moment redone as an LR, which I'm not opposed to, starting him as a Super Saiyan, right? That could also put us in line to see a Super Easy A for Fizz one. So silly. For the Fizz LR, right? We could possibly see a Super Easy A for the Fizz LR, another buff to the Hybrid Saiyans team there. But we could see him starting as a Super Trunks, or Super Saiyan Trunks with the, you know, with the proper animations for the burning attack and or the shining slash. Either one works, right? Those would be really nice. Another option I would actually be the two more options I would actually like to see here. One, the end of the Android Cell Saga Trunks, right? Tank Top Trunks, where he kills the androids after returning back to his future, right? We could see an LR where his primary attack, basically a redo of the AGL Prime battle, but with proper animations. And then again, you could also justify Super Easying this guy as well to help out the team. Although I think we have a couple others that I gotta go first, but I mean, Super Easying him wouldn't be bad either at this time. So I would like to see that. Another option we could see, and I do feel like no matter what is going to happen, these guys are going to be the part 2 Easy A, right? The Gohan and Trunks. We could see another tag type unit, tag Future Gohan and Youth Trunks, with the active skill for Youth Trunks being him going Super Saiyan for the first time, or maybe it's he has a revive and then he goes Super Saiyan, and then he's by himself after that. We've seen similar things like that before, right? So it could be like a tag exchange mechanic where like you can tag back and forth until you die, and then when you die, he revives and he's just Super Saiyan Trunks, right? Who knows? They could do something crazy. It would be interesting to see how they work a revive into a tag LR. I think it would be kind of cool if they do it right. So that is one option. But regardless, I do think these guys might Super Easy A, or not Super Easy A, but Easy A in this celebration. And just kind of out of left field, I know another thing that could happen, right? We could see this would be interesting, although probably not as hype as the others, but we could get Saiyan, Armor, Goku, and Gohan. They would fall under Bottom Master Disciple as well. And then we could see the Easy A for the Tech. Where's he at? They don't like. Oh, of course they don't. It's never the LR that I want to show that they link with, right? But the Tech Goku and Gohan could also see an Easy A. And another option is like a tag by Guys Goku into a Super Saiyan Gohan. But I mean, we've gotten a ton of Gohans this year, and I kind of feel like I don't want to say that's out of the question, but I feel like they might hold off on Gohan for a minute after getting 2 Gohans, right? 2 Super Saiyan 2 Gohans, 2 Easy A Super Saiyan 2 Gohans, right? Like that might be a bit too much for people for this year. Not to mention like adult Gohan and Gohan Easy, right? So they might hold off on doing that, but it could just be a standalone LR by Guys Goku too. That's another option, right? Who just leads Android Cell Saga for 220%. Could be something like that, but I don't know. That way, there's not a whole lot you could do with just him unless the Buy Guys is the active skill, I guess. And then I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what other animations they would give him. Maybe rework the instant Kamehameha. Hard to say on that one, but I do feel that the primary, whatever we get primarily, is going to be a hybrid Saiyans, mostly because of this mission. Almost all the times when they give us these out of left field missions, it's because there's an upcoming LR or upcoming Dokkan Fest that fits that category. And so if it's hybrid Saiyans, easy A for AGL Trunks, easy A for, or not easy A, but upcoming missions for other events that center around utilizing hybrid Saiyans and other type units. I think it's pretty obvious that what's going to be for part 2. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. You're going to tell me my Christmas LR this year is a Trunks unit? Oh man, you don't even have to beg me to summon. We're going all in, baby. So, guys, that is it for the video. Like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what are you going to be happening for part 2? Are you convinced that it is a Trunks unit, or do you have other ideas? Personally, I am on the board of a end of Android Cell Saga Trunks. I feel like he's outside of his first appearance, these are like the 2 major appearances I think for Trunks that would justify an Android Cell Saga LR. But that's just my opinion. So, but let us know in the comments down below what you. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.